Hi, this is TomReardon, math teacher from Ohio. One question that teachers and parents are asking is, why TINspire touchpad? It is a learning tool and a teaching tool. It is no longer just a graphing calculator. One of the main things that we math teachers want our students to understand well is how to represent mathematics in multiple ways. With TINspire, students can now experience this for themselves on a single screen at their own pace. Watch. I'm going to use the Teacher TINspire software to simulate what a student can do on his or her own handheld. That is, show the student experience. Here, in this activity, the student would be instructed to grab point H with the mouse and be able to pull it left and right and observe what numbers are changing. Then the student is instructed to press Control, period, and observe what happens. Grab another, press Control, period, and observe what happens. And you'll notice that the point is being plotted, and at the same time, that ordered pair is being placed into a table for data collection. The student is interacting with this and hopefully making some conjectures about what is going on. And after plotting several of these points, the student is asked to come up with an equation that models this data. So to see that, I'm going to press Control and then G, and the data or the function input line comes up, and the student mathematically should be able to come up with the equation that models this data. And when you press Enter, wow. This is very effective. The graph, the table, the equation, all three of these representations of the problem simultaneously on one screen. Very, very powerful. Your student may be studying geometry, area formulas. A student can investigate why these formulas are what they are. You'll notice that we have a rectangle here and a parallelogram with the same base and height. The student is instructed to grab point H, pull it up and down. And as that happens, you can see as the student interacts with the document, the height changes on both the parallelogram and the rectangle, and similarly for the base. The student is doing this interaction at his or her own pace. To assist the student coming up with a formula, the student is then asked to grab point P and pull it as far to the right as possible. And as you can see, the parallelogram has exactly the same area as that of the rectangle and the same formula. Similarly, the student investigates the area for a triangle. Again, base and height can change. But the student is asked to grab point Q and pull that up and over. And as you can see, two triangles make up one parallelogram, and that's where we get the formula 1/2 base times height. And then interact with the formula for a trapezoid by grabbing point R, pulling it up and over. And again, we can see why a parallelogram consists of two trapezoids. Very, very powerful. Some of our students need practice with signed numbers. So here's an interactive program that helps tutor students with that. Go ahead and press Enter. We're going to add signing numbers and input a 4-digit number. This randomizes the order of the questions. And let's just go with 5 to practice. First one I'll get right, which is 5, and it tells me super. Second one, no, I'm going to miss the second one. And notice it tells me sorry, but the answer is 3, so it gives me the correct answer. And then I can continue on here. And the student progresses at his or her own pace. And you'll notice also in the background that the program is keeping track of the numbers getting right and the ones getting wrong. Let me miss this last one here to show you. Okay. So if we teachers want to see how the student is doing, we can see that. Solving quadratic equations. Sometimes students need a quick review of that when the teacher is not available. So we have a tutorial here that has the steps for us. Here the first step is shown, the equation. Hopefully the second step would be to get one side equal to 0. So the student would click on that, and it would tell him or her if she was right or not. And then what would that look like? And before trying, would try this on paper, and then go ahead and click to see the next step and see if he or she was right. It's like having a teacher sitting with the student and supplying the information when needed. So the student can click on factor completely, what would that look like, use the zero product property, show what that means, go ahead and solve the equation and see what that looks like. Very, very helpful. To summarize, here are the 4 activities we just did. The first one, multiple representations. Second one, area formulas. Number 3, sign numbers. And 4, solving quadratic equations. There are hundreds of these activities available free for your student. I don't know of any other technology that does this. This is the end of the video.